So this morning we're going to discuss a topic that says to be rich, don't beat your wife. Somebody will be like, to be rich, don't beat your wife. What does riches got to do with wives, What has riches got to do with your wife or your family? I think riches has to do with business. It has to do with your career, your work. Money has to come from that angle. No, not only from that. Your wife is very instrumental to your riches. Your wife is very instrumental to your family. Your wife is very instrumental to whatever you have as a man. Whatever you have as a man, your wife contributed to that. Her prayer number one. Her prayer, your wife all the time prays, oh my God, please bless my husband. Bless my husband, bless my family, that we can have our own share. We can have what we need to have in this life. We can have everything. We can equal ourselves in society. Your wife has been praying. Your wife has really been, every now and then she's in the church, she's praying at home. Even when you think she's not praying at all, she's praying for you. She's praying for you as a man. Once she is truly your wife, once your wife is your wife, that you didn't marry somebody's wife, once your wife is your wife, get me correct, once she is your wife, she's praying for you. She's praying to make sure that God is blessing you all the time. Anytime you are not really working, she's not fine. Anytime you're not really doing what you have to do, she's not happy at all. She's not really okay with you when you're not living up to your expectations, when you are kind of seem to be so low in terms of your financial upbringing, your financial engagement, your business engagement is not really going the way she wanted it. She's praying for you all the time. She's making sure you are okay. So she's always praying for you. But besides, number two, God instituted that marriage. God really wanted that marriage to be something he wanted to be like, because he said that when you find a wife, you find a good thing and obtained favor from the Lord. He says a good thing and obtained favor from the Lord. So most men, when they get money, when they become too rich in the physical realm, in the world today, in society, what we call riches in society today, they think it's just their business, it's just their ability to speak English or their educational qualifications that made them too rich, that made them to be rich, that made them to be okay in society today, and to have the fleet of cars, fleet of houses here and there and all that. Excuse me, your wife contributed, because at that point you got married to your wife. God has already given you your blessing. God has said you obtained a good thing. You found a good thing and obtained a favor. Not just a favor, obtained favor from the Lord. Do you know the kind of favor you obtained? Do you know the kind of favor God gave to you? Do you know the kind of favor? Do you know that when God gives you favor, He said, seek you first the kingdom of God, and everything and His righteousness, and everything shall be added unto you. When you got the favor of God, the grace of God in you will surmount all that and make sure God gives you everything. So everything will be given to you. So when God gives you favor, you can't even ask yourself, what kind of favor is this? Because favor, you don't even know. When God says, I will give you favor, oh my God, when human being says, I'll give you favor, you can imagine what the favor will be like. But when God says, I'll give you favor, you can quantify what God can give to you, and to compare with what human being can give to you. So whenever you get married, whenever you are trying to get married, whenever you get married, God gives you a favor. So when God gives you favor because of your wife, and you're beating your wife all the time, you're trying to make your wife to be sad all the time, you're trying to make your wife not to be fully happy in her home as a husband, as a wife and husband should be. Honestly, you are trying to make some changes to your own riches. You're trying to attract a negative influence to your family, because the happiness of your wives, the happiness of your wife bringeth that happiness, bringeth that riches, bringeth that favor, that business transactions. When she's happy, she's praying for you. When she's happy, her heart is okay. A woman's heart is very okay and fragile. A woman's heart is very good. A woman's heart is very wonderful. When a woman wants to bless you, she blesses you. When a woman wants to kill you, she kills you. A woman's heart is when she loves you, she loves you. That's a woman for you. So when she When God says when you find a wife, you find a good thing and obtained a favor and obtained favor from the Lord, then obviously the wife is your favor. The wife is part of your favor, the determinant factor of your favor, of the favor you have. Some people will be rich, some people may not be that rich, and they get married, they become rich overnight, so without even doing any kind of evil thing. Some people will not be rich, or some people will be rich actually. When they get some wife, they calm down. Are you asking me that kind of question right now? Then why are you poor? Because you got married. What are you doing to your wife? What have you done to your wife? Have you tried to make your wife not to be happy in her life for her lifetime? You're trying to make her to be sad. You're trying to make her not to really to enjoy her home. You tried, maybe maybe one way or the other you've made your wife sad. Reconcile with your wife and everything will be fine again for you, because God has already said it. He said, instead of my word not coming to pass, may heaven and earth pass away. So God has already said that He will bless you. He has given you favor because you got a wife. So, and not when you got a wife, everything will go the other way around, negative part of it. No. When you get a wife, everything should be on the positive side. That is what the Lord says. So if your marriage is not in order because you got a wife, then ask yourself questions. Did you marry your wife? Number one. Did you offend your wife in any way, one way or the other? You got your wife to be thinking all the time. Anytime you're leaving your house in the morning, your wife is thinking, what kind of marriage is this? What kind of man is this? If she's not really happy, she's contemplating what's going on, what's happening to me, was I forced to this marriage or something else? This man is not really the man I used to know during the courtship. He's a different man altogether, because you're like, I am now a man. I've married you. Anytime I tell you, you're gonna do for me. Anything I tell you, you're gonna do for me. And I'm the man of the house. I'm the owner of the house. You are just a woman. You are by the side. If I want to go out in the morning, I give you some money. If you cook, if I come back in the evening, I'll eat. Excuse me, your wife should be your partner. Your wife should be somebody you talk with, somebody you stay with, somebody you confide in. Your wife should be you cannot function well without your wife. Your wife is like your tire. You are like a car. Your wife is like your tire. Without the tire, the car cannot move. That your wife is very important in your life. Not just think she's just there to cook for you and eat you. Anytime you come back in the evening, you eat. No, excuse me. Your wife is very important in your home. Your wife is you. You cannot function well without your wife. My dear, I am telling you this morning, I am a married man as well. I know how I treat my wife. My wife is still my girlfriend. My wife is still my lover. My wife is still my greatest partner on earth. I tell my wife anything I want to do. If I am owing Mr. A or Mr. B or Mr. C, I tell my wife. If I am going out in the morning from there to Mr. B to Mr. C, I call my wife and say, Mom, babe, I'm going out so and so place. Excuse me, you need to love your home. You need to make sure you love your home. If you're not loving your home, excuse me, you're not happy at all. If you're not happy at all, you die early. You die early, you don't not just dying early, but you die unfulfilled. When you are happy, you're in your home, honestly, you die a fulfilled person. You know, so I'm telling this morning so what I'm telling you this time around is to reconcile with your home, reconcile with your wife, make peace with your wife. Tell your wife, I'm sorry. It's not a bad thing for you to say I'm sorry. You can say that. But you know, people think men can never say I'm sorry to a woman. Excuse me. Anybody can say to each other. If you got head wrong, if you get offended, tell her, man, babe, I'm sorry I offended you. I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry I did that. It wasn't my intention though. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. It can even just make her happy. You know, whenever you make your wife happy, honestly, to be honest with you, things will begin to go well again in your family. Things will begin to go well again, and you begin to see it yourself. A lot of contact again will be renewed. A lot of business again will be renewed. Life has a formula. Do everything that you have to do for your family to be safeguarded, for your family to be okay. Don't just make your wife a cook. Don't just make your wife how do I put it? Just make your wife your partner. Make your wife your companion. Your wife should be your companion and never your cook or your gardener or your anything you can think of. Maybe your housekeeper. No. Make your wife your Make your wife your companion. Make your wife that as somebody you cannot function without. You know, as somebody you cannot function without. You need to get your wife to function well. That's what I'm telling you this morning. So my dear, you need to reconcile with your wife. As you are listening to me right now, after that, call your wife, even when she's not here with you listening to me. Call her on the phone, baby. Call her whatever name you call. I call my wife my baby. You can call her your own, anything you want to call her. Call her, baby. I'm sorry. I wish we could talk. I wish we can do this. Can we go out in the evening? Can we have lunch and so place? Can we, when they come home, just make your wife feel like, what's going on? This man is saying something strange. You know, what happened? Who talked to him? What has happened to him? Excuse me, swallow that pride and do it. Nobody, your family is your own family to keep. Don't listen to friends. Friends will tell you. How would you listen to your wife? How would your wife tell you what to do in your home? How would your wife do this and do that? Excuse me, your wife is your partner. You are rich because your wife is with you. Don't get aside. If you want to get my point, if you doubt what I'm saying, anytime, if you've been happy with your wife, you've been staying well with your wife, any week, any day you got her offended, watch your movement on that day, watch your business transactions, watch your office, watch yourself in the office, watch yourself, just watch that day, watch that week, watch how it is, you know, because you are not happy at home. You know, you are not happy within you. When you're not happy at home, you're not happy within you. That you're not happy within you because part of you is not happy. Just like your hand is not functioning, this one is functioning, this one is not functioning. You're not filled, you're not fulfilled. So make her happy, call her to like, make her like, let your family, let your children, if you have any for now, let your children love you. I love my daddy, I love mommy. Let them talk about you, let them discuss you, let them discuss, oh mom, you and dad are so wonderful, you and dad are the best thing we have seen in this life. Excuse me, this is what you need in your home. That is what will make you to be happy and to be rich. Rich is not about when you have big money, when you have money filled in your pocket. No, excuse me. You can be rich in your one-room apartment. You can be too rich in your flat. You can be too rich in your whatever apartment you are staying. Excuse me. What matters is that you are very rich. You're fulfilled. You are happy at home. You are happy to see your family all the time. You're happy to see your wife all the time. Your wife is there behind your back, watching your back for you. When you go out there to make some transactions, to make some business, to get some business, she's praying for you behind you. Excuse me, your wife is instrumental to your family. Your wife is instrumental to your life. Women are too great. Women are wonderful. Women are the most precious people you can think of. To be honest with you, women are wonderful. Get your wife to love you again. Get your wife to come back to you. Get your wife to fully understand your marriage. Most women don't even understand your marriage this time around. Make your wife to come to understanding that, oh my God, I love my home. Even when I have nothing in my home, I love my home. Make your wife to be there, and the favor of God will come in next, because he has said it and he will do it. He says, when you find a wife, you get a good thing and obtain it favor from the Lord, and he will do it. So my brother, my sister, for some friends will tell you, don't look at your wife. Excuse me, they are your friends. This is your wife. Your wife is your partner. Your wife is yourself. You are two. You cannot, it has to come together to work. When there's a separation in your family, there's this gap in your family, this line of gap in your family. There's something that's a hole. But when you got to lead to your wife, get your wife to understand your family, everything will be working well. That's just a formula, and you'll be happy, and you'll be happy, and you'll be happy. Excuse me, leave a comment below if you find this advice meaningful, wonderful. Leave a comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more. We are here always to give you better things in your family, and the things you need to know about God and your family, and your life will be made whole, and your life will be wonderful again. Thank you very much for listening, and subscribe if good. My name is Chidi, Ikenna, Amobi.